The House Judiciary Committee dishing out subpoenas to top Biden officials. The committee is demanding they turn over critical documents that led to the alleged targeting of parents at school board meetings.
Fox News contributor Joe Concha joining us now. Good morning, Joe. Happy Monday to you. What do you make of this Jordan subpoena?
Well, as a parent, Griff, of a 7- and 9-year-old, this is completely warranted. We see the U.S. is now experiencing our lowest test scores for our children in 30 years. China is cleaning our clock. We're trailing countries like Estonia or Ireland or Australia in terms of test scores, in terms of our parents being, our children being proficient in reading and writing and science and math and the major topics that prepare our children for the real world. And when parents stand up and say, okay, I want to know what my kid is being taught on a daily basis. And I want to know if in my case, my first grader or my third grader is being taught about gender identification, sexual orientation. We have a right to know. If we go to a school board meeting and demand those answers, if we do so in a civilized fashion, we shouldn't be labeled domestic terrorists or potential domestic terrorists. So, I'd like to see folks in Washington get to the bottom of this, and I'm glad to see those subpoenas go out, Griff.
Right, but Joe, even if we do get some transparency, we find out really what happened, it doesn't change the fact that it happened. It doesn't change the fact that parents were labeled as domestic terrorists. And also, it was mentioned, not to mention that it was wasted resources because they were telling local law enforcement to help them figure out who these people were. That's not their job. Do you think this is going to change going forward with these investigations?
Ashley, I think that light is the best disinfectant, right? And when you shine a light on these things and you begin hearings like this, or if hearings eventually begin as a result of these subpoenas, then I think that the Department of Justice and local officials, teachers unions will think twice before they treat parents the way they did a couple of years ago when these answers are being demanded, guys.
Well, now, the FBI is responding to the subpoena, telling Fox News Digital this, saying, quote, the FBI has never been in the business of investigating speech or policing speech at school board meetings or anywhere else, and we never will be. However, if we go back to 2021, we've been showing some of the footage there. We know that the White House was colluding in some shape or form with the National School Boards Association. And then, of course, who's the muscle? Well, the FBI is the muscle. That's why you've got Ray, Garland, and as well as Education Secretary Cardona now subpoenaed. The takeaway is, though, Joe, what exactly, and really to Ashley's point, what do we get out of it? So then what? Once they bring them up there, then what is the takeaway?
The takeaway, hopefully, is that we could have school board meetings where parents can attend and not be labeled in that fashion, right? So, again, I think that you're not going to see anybody removed, I don't think, as far as like the education secretary, for instance, is not going to be impeached. But I think at least these folks in power will think twice before they treat parents the way they did during that time. And it's all in writing, by the way. So it's not like a matter of he said, she said. It's a matter of, look, this is what was written. These were the orders. Will that happen again? Hopefully we get, no, that won't happen again, and we can move on in educating our children and getting back to the basic blocking and tackling that can make us competitive in the world again, guys.
And then, Joe, a new poll shows Americans do not want 2024 to be a rematch between Biden and Trump. Kind of a been there, done that type situations. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, these numbers are truly stunning, and perhaps it's why we haven't seen a presidential election rematch since, let's see, Dwight D. Eisenhower defeated Adlai Stevenson, 1956. That's the last time two guys. This is the last time we got like a Tyson Holyfield rematch, right? Let's unpack a few of these results, by the way. 44% of Republicans, just 44%, want Donald Trump to be their nominee. And remember, Mr. Trump enjoyed 90% intra-party approval when he was in office. So for half of Republican voters to say they want to turn the page is telling. But the news is worse for Joe Biden. Less than 1/3 of Democrats want to see a sequel to his first term, and he's seen as too old and regressing, right? Donald Trump will also be in his 80s if he were to win another term, but he's aging differently, as we can see, than Joe Biden is. And look, Biden's going to have a State of the Union tomorrow night where he's going to make it the everything is awesome State of the Union on economy, crime, the border, education, foreign affairs, when the reality on the ground is much different. So despite these numbers, Biden still will not be challenged in any serious way for the nomination. He is running. And Trump may have a potentially legitimate challenge likely coming from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. So that's why Trump has likely gone after DeSantis so much recently. But either way, the fact that a majority of folks do not want either of these guys to run show that there's fatigue probably around both, right? Donald Trump announced his run for the presidency 8 years ago. Joe Biden's been in the public eye for 50 years. Some folks are saying, all right, maybe it's time for another chapter, guys, on both fronts.
Well, who knows? Maybe Tyson and Holyfield are available to run for office. They certainly would be younger. Joe Concha kicking things off for us on Monday. Joe, thank you as always.
Thanks, Joe.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.